Hi, gorgeous Aries. I am so excited to sit down with you today for the January 2019 discussion. I want to give you guys a little toast to this beautiful new year. I'm having some spicy ginger ale. Let's do the toast. I was just about to start drinking it. The toast to you, lovely Aries. I love you guys. I love your passion, your sense of fun and adventure. I love that you always inspire me. You really, truly always inspire me and remind me of why it is such a beautiful journey to just keep forging ahead. You all have been such beautiful parts of my life and have been the people who have helped. I think we've helped each other keep our fires alive and cared for and tended. And I just want to send you all my love for this beautiful new year. It starts off with some really beautiful power to you. So cheers to you guys for this brand new year of 2019. I love you. Okay. I wanted to do that. Now, if you are interested in 2019 and the big overarching themes and what's coming up, I did do year ahead videos for Vimeo, so I will leave the link below. So just go into the description box and you can click on that and find the Aries video. We talk about the major planetary placements over the arch of the year, and we also pull some cards and feel through intuitively. So go check that out if you're looking for a little bit more of that in-depth conversation going on. Okay, you guys, let's talk January though, because it's a big one. There's a lot happening. And I think energetically you'll notice something right away about all the energy really from the solstice we had in December and opening into 2019. And January is really that first full month where you're going to be noticing that the energies are quite different. And now everybody loves to say, yeah, 2019, it's a new year. This year is the year, what have you. Every year is the year. Every day is the day. Every hour is the hour. I'm a big fan of, be here now. But 2019 really does have an energy that is about forward motion, which I'm sure you'll be happy to hear, Aries. It's a lot more about moving forward. In fact, the first day of the year, Mars is in Aries, starting a journey through Aries in January, and that is going to feel so good for you guys. I mean, to have your ruling planet peeking up there, saying hey, getting in the mix, getting things moving, opening up this new year, it's so beautiful. Like, isn't that awesome, you guys? Like, Mars is like, hey, everybody, let's move forward this year. I'm in Aries. I'm at home. I'm feeling good. We did the retrogrades of 2018. I'm getting goosebumps. We took steps back. We integrated. We assessed where we were patterning ourselves on old behavior that was no longer serving us. We did so much important work. That's great, but now let's go do some things. Let's go do some things. So right away, you guys are going to feel that. You are going to feel that Martian energy with you. And I really do think there's going to be so much appreciation there for you guys because we had so many talks over the last couple of years. Ooh, 5 of Cups. Okay. Don't you worry, my friends. Sometimes that likes to pop up at the beginning of something new. We'll talk about it. Because here's the thing. Before I get into the rest of these aspects, here's what I will say about January for you guys. I have a note, which is that you are charged, you're ready for action, you're feeling alive, you're feeling energized. Mars is in your sign. There's a full moon Leo lunar eclipse happening near the end of the month that's in your 5th house of your heart and your creativity. That's lighting you up. Aquarian energy is beautiful for you guys as far as building community, connection, making movement. There's a lot of moving energy here for you. That kind of powerful identity movement through the world energy. 10 of Wands. Oh, Aries. You guys, you're so hard on yourselves. Never ending. But okay, so you have all that going on. Visions are going to be coming to you really easily this month. Just getting to see it and knowing it and feeling active in it. A couple cards wanted to come out there. Okay, 6 of Swords, 7 of Pentacles. Okay, these are really intense, but there's a reason for that, and we will get to it, I promise. And actually, this is part of the note that's coming up for me. you have to trust that overarching vision, right? And the catch with it, as you get these downloads, as you get these snippets of the bigger picture, and you're not quite sure how it's all going to happen, right? The caveat with this beautiful forward motion energy and with this gorgeous opening up of 2019 is that you have to know that oftentimes the way that the visions we have get delivered come in a surprising form, a surprising package, a surprising formula, right? Temperance, gorgeous. It comes in a surprising package. It comes in a way that we can't intellectually put it down on paper. We have no idea. I mean, and I think it's just that reminder. So you have the firepower behind you. You have all this passion. And, not to mention the fact that Capricorn season for you is all about your reputation in the world, how you're moving through the world, how you're making things happen, getting all the pieces going. Mercury is going to be in Capricorn. Sun and Saturn are going to be conjunct in Capricorn at the beginning of the month. There's a new moon in Capricorn on the 6th. The first week of this month, you are going to be like, come on. I'm ready to make my mark on the world. I'm ready to move. Let's go. And that's fantastic. Roll with it. Bring in the ideas. What's one in here? Magician. But remember that however much, the sun. Wow, okay. You can see there's a different story developing as the month goes on. However much you think you're going to know how that's going to play out, however much you think you're in charge of the games, there are going to be twists and turns and ways that stuff is delivered to you that you cannot see from January. So, get fired up, get excited, make those connections, make those creations, make those phone calls, start those relationship conversations. Page of Wands. I'm going to pull one more card to finish this out and then we'll talk. Do it all. Yes. Also, take a breath. 7 of Swords. Come on. Okay. Yeah, there's 2 layers going on here with you, Aries, this month. Take a breath and remember, too, that it's only the beginning of a journey and that today is enough and whatever you do in this day is enough. So that's the caveat with it. Allow for that surprise. Take charge where you can, and then take that breath and allow for surprise, because often we are communicating, right? We are communicating with higher consciousness, with our inner being, all of these great things that are cataloging and taking in the information. They're figuring out that bigger mechanism that's working all around and through and with us is calculating and recalibrating to deliver that to you. But it's going to happen in ways that we don't have all the control. So you take that one step and the universe takes another step for and with you. Okay. So yeah, we have all this energy in Capricorn. We have Aquarius season. And then once Aquarius season hits, we have a full moon lunar eclipse in Leo, the last lunar eclipse in Leo for quite a long time. So there's this powerful sense of clearing, cleaning, moving forward. And, I don't like to get too into we have to cleanse it away, because I do, and I think you Aries will appreciate this. I think it's all about, we can't just keep looking over our shoulder and saying, well, that was a really painful year. I have to heal. I have to heal. I have to heal. However, there is a moment of acknowledgement where we have to acknowledge where maybe we have been holding on to things that aren't serving us, holding old narratives of ourselves, or holding ourselves back from fully trusting. I do think some of those pullbacks, some of those resistances that came up for you, Aries, over the last year or two, they kind of made you a little wary of your full firepower. You're going to be feeling it, and there's going to be a part of you that doesn't want to trust it. And that's why these first 4 cards came out the way that they did. 5 of Cups, 10 of Wands, 6 of Swords, and 7 of Pentacles. Let's talk about these first 2 first, because as you can kind of see, these are about a little bit of that heavier energy holding on to you. Now, some of you may find that, New Year's is kind of a complex emotional holiday, I have found, for a lot of people, because while it's exciting, it's like a new year, there's a melancholy to it. And I think it's okay to have some of that melancholy and to have that moment of reset, because you kind of look back over what the year was and what you learned and what you carried with you and what you're willing to let go of. And that's the beautiful thing about 5 of Cups and 10 of Wands. Maybe you are mourning the loss of a relationship, or the loss of something that you thought was your path in life, or just mourning, who you've been, and grieving that, and honoring that, and feeling that that has been lost. You are a different being. You are going about the world differently. It's okay to pause there for a moment. These two cards are very invitational because this character is in the doorway between that grief period and that turning to these next two cups. And there is a special space between these two spaces that is not just sadness and isn't full force ahead. There's this moment where you just kind of say, yeah, I'm at this threshold. And I think that the first week of this month, while you do have Mars in your sign and you're starting to feel that, you may be noticing that you're also having moments where you're checking in and you're you have one foot on one bank, one foot on another, and you're taking it all in. But there is this kind of invitational energy for you guys. And I think it's really important you take a moment to sit with this, which is to release any of that weight. And to just take a breath. You are allowed to release it. I know you guys feel that you need to take responsibility on your shoulders for a lot of things in life, a lot of people, situations, how you could have done better or you could have done more. And the Ten of Wands, we hold these things. So, this would be a beautiful week. This first week of the month with the new moon in Capricorn, with Uranus going direct in your sign as well on the 6th. I didn't even mention that. You have 2 more months Uranus in your sign. It goes into Taurus again in March. It goes direct though again for you and with you on the 6th. So this first week is really the closeout of those 7 years where you were working with that energy. And because it's the end of that retrograde with you in that sign, it's a really beautiful time to just let this go. And that is why it's showing up so strongly, you guys, because you're ready to move forward. But the theme continues with these next two. So here's a little bit more of the practical moving ahead. So there's the acknowledgement of anything that you're kind of just saying, don't have to do it that way anymore. Thank goodness. Okay, so then we have this going on here. And this is where we move from that hallway assessment into the forward motion. So 6 of Swords is beautiful. This is an adventure energy, right? You're leaving it behind. You're leaving it behind, right? You're saying, okay, not doing things that way anymore. This is a really specific thing, though, with intention setting for 2019. I will say these two cards together in light of what we were just talking about with the release. These are really important energies because this is about assessing what you want to take with you on this voyage. The 7 of Pentacles is really that question. Do you want to harvest everything that you have in that garden? Is it worth the effort? Or is it something that feels a little empty to you? Is it something that feels a little pointless to you? Right? There is a moment here of assessment as well as far as where are you going to use your firepower? Where are you going to utilize that gorgeous Aries energy? And where are you going to just say, I don't need to? Because I tell you what, travel light is kind of a theme for 2019. Travel light. Because there's so much movement and there's so much going on. We don't have to carry everything around with us all the time. So the other side of this, with kind of Uranus going direct in your sign and us moving towards Aquarian energy, which is really about building community for you, building your life purpose moving forward, it's just a time to take a moment and to breathe. Notice where you are putting effort into things and you just come home and you feel drained. You just kind of feel like this is not rewarding. The other thing about this is that trust element that we were talking about with, there are certain things you can absolutely take action on, and that, you working at it and showing up for it absolutely you have to do that in order for things to happen. There's that other part of where you can just let the larger process work for you and with you, because, I'm not worried about Aries taking action. Some people struggle with the taking the action. They just sit there and wait around. You guys don't have that problem. You're having to learn how to trust in the process. So we have all this assessment energy going on. You can kind of see it. And it's really that invitational. So invitational, you're allowed to let that go. You're allowed to move forward. It is almost over with Uranus. You do have Chiron working with you as well. And I think, you guys have been I know some of you have left comments saying, don't forget that Chiron's working with us. And you're right. That is there. That is working with you. And I think there's so much beauty in that, though, because it's another invitational to rethink how we think about wounding and how we think about our journey and our story and our timeline. So we have all that energy, but here's the thing, you guys. We move forward into the rest of the month, and big things are happening. I mean, you've got like 3 major arcana in a row, and then the Page of Wands. So I'm kind of thinking this is amazing for Aries. This is all manifestation energy, like plain and simple. This is energy of manifesting what you want in the world. And it's very clear. It's very clear. This is the alchemist. This is another alchemist. These are both alchemists. This one's a little bit more, spiritually based. This one's like kind of electrical and magnetic and surprising, and which with Uranus in your sign still kind of makes sense. And then we have the Sun, that playful, joyful return to that trusting, open heart that you guys have. I think like Aries, when you guys are feeling good and feeling loved and feeling supported, you have this buoyant playfulness that is so endearing and fun to be around, and I love it. And that's one of the things I kind of touched on earlier in this discussion, was that there's a little wariness in you from having to have learned some of the things you've learned over the last couple of years. There's a little bit like, can I trust this this energy that's now moving me forward? Can I really trust it, or should I just hold back and stay over here? I think I'm going to stay over here. So one of the invitationals here for you this month, and I keep using that word, invitationals, but that's kind of the thing, Aries. It's like, it's this warmth that wants to like invite you forward. So is to trust yourself and trust that buoyant energy. Trust it. If you're feeling it, it's good. It's a good thing. You're allowed to flow with that energy. These are just about manifesting what you want. I mean, really, when they're together like this, yeah, maybe you have a Leo or a Sag in your life. You have, these are fire energies all around you. And then you have, that mercurial magician surprise energy. Now, these are about delivering surprises. This is about delivering results to you in ways that aren't prefabricated, that aren't formulated on a sheet of paper. And so while I was thinking about how a lot of things are going to be delivered to you this year that you could not write in January, and those things will be delivered as the year unfolds, right? We're pacing ourselves in this big new beginnings year. I'm seeing already, though, that January, especially as we hit Aquarian season, especially as we hit this Leo lunar eclipse, and we move forward into this very playful territory of Aquarius season this year, surprises are coming your way. Surprises are coming your way, connections are coming your way, movement is coming your way, and there is something about a big opportunity opening up here for you. So for each of you, that's going to be something different. Some of you, that's the job you've been waiting for. Some of you, that's the clarity in relationship that you've been waiting for. Some of you, that's that meeting that person and it being like, oh, there they are, reconnecting with somebody that you've been out of contact with, getting a breakthrough. That's the word. Breakthrough is the word. And the Page of Wands seals the deal. Because the Page of Wands, well, this is all like the mega energy, and it's amazing, and it's beautiful, and it's fiery, and it's passionate, it's excited, and it's forward moving. It's all about delivering and manifestation. Just really walking down the street and being like, whoa, this is the day that I've been dreaming of for like 6 months. Page of Wands, like, seals the deal. This is a news bringer, right? So this is that phone call, this is that email, this is that conversation, this is that aha light bulb moment that pushes you forward, that moves you forward into the next layer of your life. So you can kind of see it's catalysts right and left here for you the second half of this month. Especially compared to what we were looking at that first week of the month, where I'm telling you right now, Aries, if you take that week and you feel through some of that Mercury territory in yourself, a little bit of the resistance, a little bit of the grief, a little bit of the shift going on with you, you give yourself just a moment to breathe and honor that. All this energy is going to come right in to meet you, and it is going to be surprising. It is going to be in a different format than you expected. Now, it's really funny that Seven of Swords came up at the top of our conversation today. It's funny. It's funny, you guys. I'm entertained. You know why? I have affectionately deemed this card the imposter syndrome card. I mean, yes, often people talk about this being like there's somebody sneaky around you, or like you're sneaking around, or somebody's lying, or somebody's doing this. But you know what? This card is really about somebody feeling that they're getting away. Something good is happening and they're getting away with it. And that somebody's going to stop them, the ledger keeper of the heavens or something is going to stop them and say, wait a second, I think you're doing a little too well. I think you're a little too happy. I'm going to have to confiscate that. And it's a mental space that we put ourselves in, right? Now, of course, maybe you are dealing with people who are sneaky or conniving. But once again, I don't really worry about that with you guys. We spent half this reading talking about how you recognize what's working for you and what's not anymore. We've spent our time doing that work. You know you're ready to move forward into richer things. You know you're ready for this next stage. And there is a little bit of wariness because there has been a lot of learning. There's been a lot of check-in. However, you've got to trust, my loves. You had to trust, and I know, being out on the front lines like that, being the initiating fire sign is a really intense placement. You know, I just going to acknowledge that here. I'm feeling really teary about you guys today. I've almost cried like twice, and I haven't because I feel happy for you guys. But, you know, it's important to, I think, acknowledge that Aries has a really intensive place in the family and the conversation. You know, you are on the front lines, energetically speaking. And I think we have to remember to acknowledge that you have that with you, and that's something that you work through and carry with you as you experience the world. And it's not always easy on you. And there are times when I think you really get wary because you're on the front lines, energetically speaking. I have an affirmation for you that I think just take with you as you work through January. I wanted to give you guys an affirmation that you could just check in with throughout the month as you begin this new beautiful year. And here it is, my loves. I welcome new opportunities and ways of moving through the world. I trust the process and that it will deliver what I desire in the perfect form at the perfect time. That is your affirmation. And I think that's so true. I think it is beautiful that you are these amazing movers and shakers in the world. And I also just want to remind you that there is a bigger system energetically that is holding you as well, and you aren't alone in that. And that energy is helping to move you forward. And with that comes so much beauty, and you are held, you are loved, and you are supported on this journey. And even in those times where you're questioning it all and you're checking in and you're wondering if everything's going to be okay, I can tell you it's going to be really magical. I love you all so much. I really, really do. I didn't even give you guys your wink and your wave today. I just was so excited to cheers to you that I didn't even do my hey Aries. Okay, there it was. I love you guys so much. Check out the year aheads, truly. If you're looking for something as a kind of anchor you in this new year and to feel empowered, it's a really great tool set to use. There's going to be a lot more happening on this channel, I hope, this year, and I'm really excited to share that with you and to create more spaces for all of us to connect and work together. So I'm sending you all so much love and support. You can follow me on Instagram at the SARAHTAROT, and I'll also leave my website, my email. I'm booking sessions in April, which is, I believe, some people's birthdays are around that time. So if you guys are interested in a birthday reading, I would highly recommend just popping over to my website and booking that right now so that you have it. We can do it like on or near your birthday, and then, you know, it's a great way to start your solar new year. So I would highly recommend that, my loves, and I will see you guys in February for more fun and games with the Aquarian energy. I'm really excited for what this year is going to bring. I appreciate you all so much. You have no idea how much you give me, and I am sending you my heart.